This movie is a blast from the past, the Forrest Gump reunion. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this. In my headcanon, this is an alternate universe where Forrest Gump wasn't mentally slow and Jenny wasn't sexually abused by her father.
This was our home. We lived here.
First things first, let's just get this out of the way. I mean, the music here just... oh my God, the music here is beautiful. In case you didn't know, Alan Silvestri is the composer for this film, as he was for Forrest Gump. So right from the start, once you start hearing the score here, you're immediately taken back, reminded of the good old Forrest Gump days. You can already tell that there's gonna be emotions in this soundtrack. You can tell that it's gonna help progress the plot along the story to help get the audiences in the mood that's happening. I went into this movie without researching much about it. I just wanted to be surprised, and I knew right from the start, once I heard that soundtrack, I was like, this has to be Alan. This has to be him. This is just too reminiscent of Forrest Gump or like all his other soundtracks that he made for other movies. The style here that he has is just so goddamn nostalgic. So within this movie, we are within a century following families that go in and out of this house. This movie takes place entirely on this spot for centuries, and we are basically watching time unfold. The camera angle is never changing or moving, it is static, and we are seeing different generations of families go through within this home. Or when there was no home and there's a native tribe here that are just waltzing through this area. And we even get to see the dinosaurs before an asteroid comes in and basically wipes them all out. And interestingly enough, I found myself thoroughly enjoying this film. Even though the camera never moves, we're watching people move. Yeah, we're essentially watching a play in film format, and I honestly think it works here. I loved it. In a day and age where films are constantly cutting back and forth between certain scenes and dialogues in order to keep audiences interested, this movie's answer to that is not by changing the camera angle, but rather the time that we're in. There are these really cool frames or windows of time that we see into and then transition into that time period, which is something I've never seen before, and it's fucking unique. I love the style that was happening here. We get a pretty good idea how much history is happening on these grounds in this home, how it started, how it got built, who was on it first. Throughout this movie, we get to see different kinds of people go in and out of this house and also on and off this property before it was even a house. But of course, the main characters, the core story that we're following here is Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. And I don't need to tell you that these actors are brilliant. I mean, it's Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. They are always giving a solid performance in everything they're in, no matter what kind of role they're doing. Kelly Reilly and Paul Bettany are also in this movie, starring as the parents of Tom Hanks' character, and they both deliver just as brilliant performances as Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. Yeah, there's de-aging VFX here, but it actually wasn't all that distracting. It was pretty solid for the most part. And to be honest, this kind of technology has me excited for what future storytellers are gonna do with it. What kind of stories can be told with this technology as it's progressing to a more convincing and believable state. And seeing young Tom Hanks and Robin Wright here just actually made me feel kind of giddy inside. All in all, I thought it was fine and didn't really distract me at all from the overall story that was happening. I think my main issue with this movie is the addition of 2 or 3 other families that I felt didn't add anything here. We get to see a guy who manages to build a successful business from chairs in the past, and there's a family with a pilot in the past that honestly I didn't really understand why they were included in this story. It just felt so like unnecessarily included here. And the family in the future that buys this house also didn't really interest me. I felt like the windows to these different families in past and future didn't really add to the overall story. And to be honest, there's definitely a missed opportunity here where we could see past families changing certain things up and there are present day characters kind of like having reaction to the changes. As we see Tom Hanks and Robin Wright go from young to old and all their issues, the up and downs within their family, there is definitely something to love and enjoy here. It's kind of gimmicky in a way. We've seen this concept before and done better elsewhere, unfortunately. If there's one thing this movie really manages to hammer down, it's just how fast time flies. Seeing parents go from young to old and children having to take care of their parents now, I mean, this film does a lot of great things. And seeing Tom Hanks and Robin Wright grow old within this home really made it feel like I was also growing with them. This film has its issues. It's not perfect, but it does not deserve to be at a lower score than Venom 3. I would watch this 10 more times than Venom Venom 3 one more time. Fuck that. Overall, I had a good fucking time with this movie. The return of Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Alan Silvestri here. The combination it just works. The movie doesn't 100% work, but there is an emotional core here that I think a lot of people can grasp onto. Please don't miss out on this movie. It's one of the most unique experiences of the year, and it proves that we don't need constantly changing angles to tell a good story. All right, that's enough of me. I'll catch you guys next time.
All right, Murder Michigan, let's go. Peace to my West Coast family smoking 7-Eleven on dice to keep them open. I'm here to seize the moment. Potent, deadly, murderous medley. Rodents eat rat poison that I set out for the slow leaks that chose to run that